Hello and welcome to India Today. This is Hesha Chimah, and joining me for a conversation is a fellow Punjabi that we just found out on this conversation, Anya Singh. Hello.
Yes. Hello.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
कैसा लग रहा है ये? अब normal लग रहा है या normal लग रहा है? Say interviews and the spotlight and all of that that's happening.
कुछ नहीं लग रहा है.
ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है?
I don't know. I think when you are part of such a big project, of course, बहुत खुशी होती है. There's a lot of like, oh my God, but I can't take any credit for any of it. It's their project. I was just lucky enough to be a part of something that is so larger than life, and that has done so well. So there's बहुत खुशी है, but I'm also a fan of Stree.
Yeah.
So as a fan, as an audience also, I'm really happy because I've enjoyed the movie so much that I'm like, मुझे तो बहुत मजे आए हैं after a while. And that's my happiness, honest to God. That's what it is, right?
And I like the fact that you said that you're very aware of the fact that I'm a part of a big franchise project. I'm not carrying the entire film on my shoulders.
I gotta be honest here, yeah. Of course not.
I appreciate it, because many people can be narcissistic and delusional. It's good to know that you're none.
It's out and out their film. And like I said, as an audience, I enjoyed Stree so much. And I'm not a horror person. Like, I'm shit scared. I'm a big fattu that way. So even when I was watching Stree, I was just like, because it was very eerie at that point. The first Stree that came out, my best friend and I went in Delhi, I remember very clearly. And both of us, big fattus. And I was just like, let's just go and watch it. The people are saying really good things about it.
Right.
I watched the first Stree at least 4 to 5 times. I'm not saying in theaters, but I'm saying I watched it, then I made my friends watch it, and then I was like, and I had to get them to watch it because most people don't like horror. So I was like, no, it's not really horror. There's so much comedy. Watch it. And that's how I watched it a couple of times. And I feel like I kind of manifested my way into this franchise in a certain way because I loved it so much. And now I get to be a part of it. So really, that's more than enough. That's what it is.
But I feel like when I was actually coming here, I was looking up about you, I was reading about you, only to find out that maybe, this is for me personally, I feel like I knew you as Anya Singh after Kho Gaye Hum Kahan happened. I feel that was such a strong part that you played and you had such an impactful role and a message that sort of came to all of us. Like, I know I started my journey as an influencer to leading to what I'm doing right now. Yeah, that's exactly how I started. So I feel like it also has its great ups while it has its downs, etc. But for you, you knew that you wanted to become an actor ever since. So like, what was your journey like? How did you get here?
I wanted to become a dancer. I wanted to dance. That's what I actually wanted. In the sense of also growing up when we were watching cinema, yes, it was about the stories, of course, but it was also about the music. Right. The songs very often overpowered a film. Yeah. It was, acha, gana kaisa hai? And what are they dancing to? And all Karishma Kapoor songs, Govinda, Madhuri ma'am, all these people. So I grew up to that. And I was like, mujhe ye karna hai. Little did I know that even to do that 1-2 minute of dance, everything's cut, one line is like, I had no technical know-how of how this works. I came to Bombay with this dream ki I want to act because, that's how I wanted to get into performing arts. I didn't know how, where, but I was aware ki stage pe maza aata hai mujhe. I used to do Odissi. Mujhe usme maza aata hai. Let's see if I can also act. And destiny, luck, placement of mine at the time. The true story is I walked into a coffee shop and Hesha Chimah was sitting there and she just looked at me and I had gone to use the bathroom also. It's not like I'd even gone to get coffee. It was just timing. And she just looked at me and she said, do you want to test? And I was like, yeah. And the first thing that I tested, I remember it was a monologue. And that's how my journey into acting kind of started. We tested for 2 months at least before I got my first film. So to say, my first film was easier to get, but my journey started after that. Right. Because suddenly your first film didn't do well, and there were lots of expectations. And now what? And that kind of taught me a lot and I maneuvered through this profession. And then it was not more about now what it was, I just want to do this because I enjoyed it so much. So whatever opportunities came by, if I enjoyed, I don't know, the story, the setup, the people, I just did it. I never thought too much.
Right.
And I was lucky enough, or I have been lucky enough up until now to play stronger characters, you know, even if it's a story maybe not about me, but my character will be strong. And that I have enjoyed a lot.
But during this course, did you ever feel like giving up? Or did you
Of
feel like you
course.
could do something better than this?
I don't think it was giving up. I think the one thing that has really pulled me through is hope. And I think that's for anybody in life, right?
Right.
There were times that I was just like, how much will you test me? It was not that I wanted to give up. It was, और कितना करना पड़ेगा? You know, how to, because there's a fire, there's hunger in me. I want to do as much and more. So to just I hope I keep getting more opportunities and this keeps happening for me.
Sure.
So it was never I want to pack my bags and go home. That somehow never touch would happen. But it was I just hope I keep getting more opportunities.
But then how do you sail through, like, say, disappointments or rejections or fallouts and those things? Like, how do you keep sane? Like, I'll give you an example of myself. Like, for example, I have a long interview lined up with somebody who I'm very excited to chat with. And then the next thing I know is the day prior does not fall through for XYZ reasons. Bro, I'm like gone. My 24 hours is bad. Yeah. I'm just like, but why? What did I do wrong? Like, I was planned better. This, that, whatever. I have these thoughts. So, my way of probably dealing with that would be like, I'm going to go and log 3 more interviews for the next day. Like, I want to swamp myself in more work.
So, like you said, but firstly, why have you thought that it was your fault that this interview got cancelled?
Headspace is crooked.
Right? It has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
There could be mostly circumstances. They're not like, nahi, main iske saath interview nahi karna chahta, whatever. Right? It's more circumstances.
Yeah.
Shayad they were not well. Firstly, in our profession, there's so much rejection.
True.
You know, you don't know if it's height, you don't know if it's you're too petite, you're not well up. Like, you just don't know sometimes.
Right.
And I understood that earlier on, that I can't blame myself. All I can do is go and look for the next thing, which is what this did to you, right? You have that fire, suddenly you're like, ठीक है,
कुछ और करके आऊँ.
मैं करके आऊँगी. So I think very often rejection can be taken in 2 ways. Of course, everyone wallows. It's not like I was just like, oh my god, ठीक है, you know, they didn't take me. No.
आ जाएगा.
The first 5-6 times you're questioning yourself, you're questioning why, there's self-doubt, there's so much of all of this. But that's not going to help me. That's really not going to take me forward. I'm not going to be doing more of what I want to do because I'm doubting myself.
Right.
So I might as well have a little faith in me, which I feel like I have. And, you know, if it's meant to be, it is meant to be. That doesn't mean that I'm sitting at home and being like, it'll come to me. No, I'm still going. I'm doing my auditions. I'm meeting whoever I can meet. So in my the other thing is, if in my capacity I've given something 100%, whether it's an audition, whether it's a meeting, there's nothing more I could have done.
Right.
So I'm satisfied then. I'm dissatisfied when I know that I could have done better and maybe that's why this didn't happen.
Right.
Tab I feel a little bad. But otherwise, if I give 100%, then ab meri galti nahi thi na, it's fine.
नहीं हुआ.
Yeah.
Tell me, what's your life like on a day-to-day basis in general? Like, what's it like to be an actress in Mumbai who's still like making sure that she lands what she's dreaming of or probably achieving her goals?
I think to wake up and still feel hopeful is something that you have to kind of push yourself to do. It doesn't just happen. My life on a daily basis is quite simple. It's nothing, it's not fancy. I'm a very, as they call jhalli, I'm a big jhalli. So for me to look like this, I put in effort. It's not like an everyday thing. You know, some people, like my own mother, enjoys getting ready on a daily basis and looking good and presenting. I'm like, kaun se mere shorts, you know, my tracks. It's been a conversation in my family amongst my friends that, you know, Anya, you need to like, but innately I am that person and I'm very fond of that person. So I keep her close to me. Daily basis is, if I'm working, obviously every day is different because your timings are so all over the place. But on a normal day, I make sure that I do some physical activity because I feel like that really helps my mental state. For me, training today is not about the way I look or my appearance. It's got a lot to do with how it stabilizes my whole system mentally, because from there I make better choices. So I'll eat better than that day. I'll be happier on those days. And and I make sure that I'm out and about doing something, because every person needs to feel productive.
Right.
I think that keeps your confidence going, because if you're sitting at home, at some point you start questioning, what am I doing? Am I just wasting my time? But when I go home to Delhi, I don't do anything. And I should not take any pride in saying this, but I enjoy my time off as time off. With my family, at home, eating whatever I want to eat, which God is kind.
But I think you should take pride of this. Like, why not? It's important.
It is important, but very often, people around make you feel like you're not doing enough.
Oh, yeah.
And I kind of block that out. It's not easy every time, because somewhere it is a rat race, right? And somewhere you feel that FOMO, or shit, if I'm sitting at home and I've not given this audition in time, am I going to lose out on it? There are always timelines to things over here.
Yeah.
So to meet those, sometimes you feel like, could have done this, but then I was not feeling it.
FOMO. It's FOMO.
It's that only.
It's just that.
But sometimes I sit back and I'm like, it's fine. Everyone has their journey, and it's okay if you need to take some time off. Enjoy it. Family for me is a huge priority. I love spending time with my grandparents, and I don't have any regrets later in life.
Right.
So when I have time off, I go home and I just do nothing.
That's fab. Even I would do that. I mean, why not?
But do you do that?
Of course. Totally. My Saturday, Sundays, ask them. Everybody standing behind the camera knows I will not reply.
But I think that's very important. The Sunday has to be treated as a Sunday.
Don't bother me.
Yeah. And don't bother yourself also.
I don't.
That's what you should do.
मैं खा रही हूँ, मेरी diet बाहर में जाए, सब बाहर में जाए. Monday आके we'll see what has to happen.
Again.
We'll start again.
It's all good.
Yeah, it's all good.
And you can always start again.
We can always start again. That whole press, pause, play works absolutely well with me. But Anya, what I also want to ask you is that, we are talking about the challenges of the industry also in some way or the other. And like, I consider myself to be a part of it as well, because when you're facing the camera, there are a whole bunch of things that sort of become very important. Your appearance, your personality, how you're talking, 50 things. And as an actor, for you, eventually it's mainly your performance as an actor. But tell me something, like, how do you dabble through like insecurities that a girl might have, like when she is in a field like yours, where there is like requirement to keep vanity important as well, like to make that one of your priorities other than your acting, and to also putting yourself out there for like public consumption, for being judged for, let's say, appearance, how you talk, how you look. Like, do you take these things seriously, or have you already bucketed yourself out through that?
No, I don't take these things seriously. Not because, I mean, of course everyone has, I think you learn to build a wall. Right. Where I know how much of myself to give to a person. In terms of a professional setup also, I will not be completely vulnerable. I'm not going to start discussing my life over there. It's work related. When people talk about you or have an opinion, which everyone does today and very frivolously gives it, if I feel, this is just my opinion, if you're sure of who you are and what you want, what your aim in life is, the person you want to be, your morals, your goals and aims, what is happening around you will be it will become trivial after a certain point. Because my aim, my goal, my conscience is clear. So people can say 10,000 things, and yes, maybe some days I don't look my best. But you don't know what I've been through that day. Sure. You don't know what was going on in my life, or you don't know someone passed. We are so quick to not give anyone that benefit of doubt today. And we are so quick to pass an opinion without thinking twice, how will this affect another person? Another person could have very low confidence and you're just bringing them further down versus actually trying to pick them up. So this sort of thing doesn't bother me because I'm here to work. I'm doing what I love to do. I enjoy what I do so much that if they have something to say, it's okay, but I have enough faith in myself to know that I'm here for a reason that I enjoy. And if tomorrow I want to take your opinion, I will inculcate it in my life. If it is beneficial towards me, I'm not averse to listening to people. Right. I'm not like, no, how dare you have. no, please have an opinion. But if it's constructive, I will think about it and I might actually implement it. Whether it's the way I dress or talk or anything, maybe my attitude at certain points. But just for the heck of it, I'm not going to let another person affect me because you actually don't know me at all.
Right.
And you don't know my journey. So you don't know why I am the way I am or why I am the person I am today. So it's fine.
So saying after I saw Kho Gaye, right after, in fact, I'll give you the chronological order of things that happened with me as far as you are concerned.
By the way, I just have to say one thing. I'm not good with social media.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So then I think that saves your life.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, because if you're not good with it, it chalta hai.
But Lala was social media.
Lala to was social media. But chalo, character. See, you're a good actor. You made us believe that you're that obsessed with social media when you're in reality you're not, right? But that's exactly where I'm coming to. So I saw Kho Gaye, and I think the next, because we had the screeners before our interview, so I'd seen it quite earlier. And then the next day when I was actually coming for the interviews of Anya Singh and Adarsh, I saw that Hrithik Roshan wala hoarding. Where you're there. Yeah, you've done this ad. Yeah. And I was like, wait, that's her. Like, imagine how recall happens, right? So when you spoke about destiny and timing, I feel like it sort of is working in your favor because that ek baar recognize hone ke baad, you need that recall value as well. Two questions. One, how many people walked up to you and be like, oh my god, you're that Hrithik girl, or like, are you that Lala girl from Kho Gaye Hum Kahan? Has that happened to you? Or like, does it, or you probably, the second question is, or you probably take it in a way that ki, yaar, isi se meri identity na bane baba, aur bhi acting karna hai.
It's an interesting question. I've not really thought about that. But I'll answer your first part first. So people after the screening came to me and said, I hated you. And I was like, really? And they're like, yeah, I hated your character. For me, I was like, okay, I have achieved what I went in to achieve. Right? Sure. Lala was a great character. She was never meant to be vanilla and nice or whatever. And I'll tell you another thing. Very recently, I went to this retreat, and it had age groups of all kinds. And I thought that Kho Gaye would be a more like younger film, niche-wise, targeted audience. All the older people had seen Kho Gaye Hum Kahan and they recognized me as Lala. When I was in the changing room one day, they were like, "Ab Lala ho na? Ab Lala ho." So it was nice because suddenly Anya was not there, but a character that I had put life into was recognized, and actually, I guess she left a certain amount of impact for them to remember the name.
Quite a few, yeah.
Because today we have so much content. I consume so much content. And to just remember a character's name, bas, I'm very happy. You don't remember Anya as this thing. It's fine. You remember Chitti, Lala. I'm more than happy if that happens.
Yeah, Chitti also got it because Takli Chitti became a thing.
Ganji Chitti.
Oh my god, I was just like, wait, what?
All my friends have called me or messaged me saying, I'm only going to call you Ganji Chitti from today. And I was just like, dude. But I'm happy because people have been texting me saying Takli Chitti, and I was like, no.
Ganji Chitti. I'm Ganji.
Right.
Oh god, yeah. Like when I saw you and Tamanna Ganja, I was like, bhai, chal kya raha hai? I know, it was fun. It was fun to watch eventually. But, Anya, what I also want to ask you is that, okay, now this is coming from a totally different space, from one girl to another, is where I'm asking you this question. I'll take it back to Lala, okay? I want to take it to a place where Lala and social media, and then she had that stalking neighbor who was being absolutely inappropriate, and then so on and so forth. Everybody's seen the series. However, I think in the recent times, as Anya and as Hesha, I feel there's so much noise around the situations that are happening as far as women's safety is concerned. Just talk to me about your point of view on that. Where do you oscillate on both online safety for women as well as safety in women for general in our nation?
I think it would come under one umbrella, women's safety. I'm from Delhi, and I'll tell you how in small ways it kind of gets instilled into you. So when I moved to Bombay, and Bombay is a freer city, I feel like women are safer over here, or you're not ogled or stared at as much. Right. This is what I've experienced. But even in Bombay, if I was wearing shorts, I always wore like a shrug or a jacket or something, because that girl from Delhi in me was so used to always being covered up that even here, even though I didn't have to, and not to say people were even turning back and looking at me, but because in my mind it was so heavily drilled in that has just continued to be a part of who I am today.
Yeah.
As a woman, I really don't know what to say, because the recent incident really shook me up for days, not even for minutes. And I feel the other thing that I think social media has done, which we really kind of need to flip back, is you see something, you feel for a second, you move to the next, and you feel a different emotion, right? So suddenly you're feeling, oh my god, this is so sad. Oh, this is a happy puppy and now I'm fine. But to stay with that emotion of what is actually going on, what can I do to help a fellow woman, what is it in my capacity that I can change, so that this does not happen to me or anyone that I know.
Right.
I feel very strongly about it. I have sat and spoken to my friends, because I'm sure it shook you up as much as it shook me, man.
Yeah.
It's just gruesome. It's just the thought of it shakes me from inside. And the fact that we still don't know what we can do so that we're safe is a bit of a
Tricky space.
yeah, it's scary,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to go out one night and then suddenly hear these things about someone that I know.
Sure.
And I think we need to be strong enough as a community to stand up against. We have laws in place.
Yeah.
We have all of this, but just to make sure that it's implemented in a more strict and maybe faster fashion when such incidents take place, which also they have spoken about. But I mean, I really don't know what to say.
Yeah, beyond that, it just breaks us and shakes us as individuals. And no matter, I feel how much conditioning we go through, that now it's all different, you know, there's more safety and women are stronger. Things like these happen, and then I think everything just snaps out.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
problem is that very few of these are actually reported, that actually come to light,
Yeah.
you know, while we are sitting in
For sure.
Bombay.
Yeah.
There's smaller cities, in villages, all these places, there's so much of this happening.
Yeah.
It's just that one odd incident comes and we try to bring about a change with it. But I'm sure there's a lot more that we don't even know about that's happening.
In fact, just 3 days ago, I was interviewing Hrithik Roshan.
She's a very dear friend of mine.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Okay, life comes a full circle.
Yeah.
I spoke to her about the fact that how people nowadays, like, and she really brought this up very nicely. She said that people don't use the word rape anymore. I said, yeah, like sexual harassment, sexual assaultment, rape, they just suddenly become like, bolna hi kyun hai? Like, you know, everybody's so scared about it. Where what happens is if these laws change, if women are more secure, more safety, whether it's online, cyber, or whether it is happening, I think we as, in general as a community would feel much more safer. And then what you're talking about is reaching out to the other, if at all. I feel that emotion switch, jo ab bura lag raha hai, fir we move on to other, I think wo nahi hoga. It'll be different, much
Yeah,
more
because
different.
you know, suddenly you're feeling so strongly about
Yeah.
something, but oh, now I'm watching a video of my favorite food being made, so my attention is completely moved over there. Whereas certain things require more attention and action, and I feel like that momentum we should keep going, because only I guess we can make a change as a community.
Yeah, for sure. I'm glad we spoke about this. You know, Anya, before I wrap this up, I want to come back a little bit to your acting career as well. Like now going forward, you know, have you sort of in your head planned out what you are going to do, what you're not going to do? Like, or are you somebody who's a very easygoing person?
I don't think life really allows you to plan things.
Really? Little bit, na?
Little bit, but I've noticed कि जब भी मैंने ये planning की है, like I want to do this and then I want to do this, it's always gone thap. So I have learned to kind of go with the flow. Also, when you do that, I guess whatever presents itself, you're more open to such opportunities. But no, there are certain things that I'm always hopeful that I will get a chance to play, or projects that I can be a part of. But I'm not like मैं यही करूँगी. It's how do I challenge myself then? Certain things just come and you're like, oh, this is also very interesting. Maybe I can do something with this.
Right.
So right now I'm kind of going with the flow. There are certain characters that I'm hopeful to play, but in ways like I really wanted to play a grey character, and Lala for me but not extensively. Lala was still a more tamed version of
The grey that you're thinking
I
in
want
your
to
head,
play.
probably.
Yeah. You know, we're all a bit twisted in our own ways.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think the more sooner we like, you know, start living in the grey, the better it is as
Yeah,
well. It feels
and-
no, abhi black and white wala zamana gaya.
I don't think it ever existed. We were just like hoping that people are like this, but that's not true. And the faster we realize that, the more forgiving also we might be, not in all situations.
But in a few ones.
Yeah,
I know. Not holding you responsible for that. Okay, very quickly tell me, how was your experience? You worked with two of my favorite people, which is Raj and Hrithik. I want to know your experience working with both.
Okay. So, Hrithik sir, who I call, of course, I mean, who has not loved this human, who has not grown up like drooling over this human? And so I was so excited, I was on set and he walked in and I was like, and he's like, hello, I'm Hrithik Roshan. And I was just like, yes, I know. I've grown up watching Dancing to Yours, like everyone knows who you are. He was a very, he was a gentleman, not a little reserved, very professional. Yet, if I had something to say, my opinion was taken into consideration, so very collaborative. But for me, I was just looking and enjoying, and I was like, wow, I can't believe, very often with me, I have this, I can't believe I'm actually here with so-and-so person, because it was a dream so far, and people will just be like, oh, it's true. I actually feel this very often when I'm doing this, because I didn't even know I could act. So when you're so far removed from something and you're actually present there doing it with people you've admired, whose songs you've danced to, it's a very humbling and it's a very happy feeling. So I just looked at him and I was very happy, and we spoke about Kaho Na Pyar Hai, and he told me how that whole chase sequence was actually, it had no safety harness and everything. He just did it free-handed, and I was just like, what? So little tidbits that I learnt about him as a fan or an admirer, but that was a very nice experience. And of course with Raj, I dare not call him sir because he kept saying stop calling him sir. But we shot together for 2 days, and we were in Chanderi, and he was very invested, which is what I noticed. Also with him, it's a lot of improv, because comedy also is in the moment. You can't really think of what you're going to do or what you're going to say or how you're going to react. It's very, if you're there present, then you'll figure out what you want to do. So he was extremely present, and his comic timing and anything that he did, like I was just like, how?
Yeah, he's too good.
He's so good, and I think he's just so sincere in every character that he plays, that you remove Raj and you look at the character as that particular character. And again, just watching, the boys doing their thing, and for me, I was so happy. And then at night when we finished, we were playing games, and even there we were also competitive. So that, I think the energy on that set transcended also from Amar sir, because he's very fun. He's very childlike. He plays, you enter the set, it's not a hectic set, it's music is playing, mazze wale gaane, they're chilling, the ADs, so the entire atmosphere of that set was so relaxed and fun that you just felt like, I can do, we'll figure. There was no pressure, even though I came for a very short period of time and I had no idea upar niche kya ho raha hai, but we figured, because Amar sir also was just so relaxed.
Yeah, I know. I asked Raj, what kind of an actor were you on the set? He's like, on Stree set, I was just having fun.
I'm telling you, it was, and I remember telling Sai, I wish I had more time on the set, because it's just so much fun. The energy is so nice.
Right.
That I wish I could spend more time on it.
Yeah, it would have been more fun.
Yeah.
I know. It's good to also watch it from afar. Kya ho raha? I would have been that, that fly on the wall. Mujhe bhi dekhna tha. When he told me this has happened, I said, mujhe rehna tha wahan pe. I wanted to see.
But I would have also happily done that. Because their comic timing and their jokes and just them even chilling, their conversations are damn funny.
Yeah, I mean, Apar's too funny as a person as well. So yeah, I believe that.
Apar, Abhishek Banerjee, who's also a superb actor, and they're all very real people, very chill, very real, genuine. Hindi mein mazze kar rahe hain. So it was an easy set.
Ab last mein batao, what are you shooting for next?
I can't.
I knew it.
But
But you have something that's in your way.
It's very exciting.
Oh damn, and it's so difficult to keep it inside your tummy,
is, but
fingers
we have
crossed.
to.
You have to.
We don't have a choice.
You don't have a choice. And I wouldn't want that to be any other way. So I wish you all the very best, Anya. And I hope you have a long day of interview ahead of you.
Yes.
Which is fun
Yes.
and entertaining.
And a long journey ahead of you.
And a long journey ahead of you. Yeah, of
So
course.
that we can meet
और
more
जल्दी
often.
में हाँ वैसे
Yeah.
बाहर तो I can make plans but this is the
This
vibe.
also.
You'll feel good like this.
ठीक है.
All the very best, Anya. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank
Pleasure talking.